You need to defend your civilization against the onslaught of this cancer of progressivism, liberalism, and globalist brainwashing. This is a life or death situation. No messing around. The prescription is 2 doses of InfoWars taken daily. All right, welcome back, folks. We're going to be joined by Elijah Schaffer in the third hour, and we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff with him. I think we'll touch back on monkeypox and some other LGBT issues. You know, monkeypox and other LGBT issues with him, as well as politics and so much other. There's so many stories I'm not even going to be able to get to today. I'm going to save them for tomorrow because they're maybe not the most, time-sensitive stuff that we have to worry about. But, of course, if you want to see any of the stories that we cover before the show even begins, you can subscribe to my Substack, harrisonhillsmith.substack.com. You can find a link to it on offlimits.news as well. And if you go there and subscribe each and every day, you'll get a collection of links to all of the stories that we cover and some we don't even get to. And if you become a paid member, you also get access to the video list that I always fail to play the majority of. So go to harrisonhillsmith.substack.com to follow along with us as we document and observe the global takeover of the New World Order and their global government that is totally and completely irresponsible when it comes to what the people who are actually being ruled over want. Also, their ideas are terrible, and they never work, and they always backfire, and they always make everything worse, and it's impossible to think they're not doing this on purpose. It literally, you cannot think that they don't know these things. We know them. I know them. I know shutting down the economy is going to have negative consequences. Somehow Deborah Birx doesn't, right? I know the vaccine didn't stop infection. Somehow that news got missed by all of the mainstream media. Right? At a certain point, it becomes farce to imagine that this stuff isn't being done on purpose. But let's talk about some of their solutions. Other than just shooting farmers in the knee, other than just taking a sledgehammer to the industry that creates your food, there's other solutions that they're offering. I just need a moment before I read this headline. Just sometimes you get a headline like this that just hurts, just really hurts, your soul. Yahoo.com reports there's such a thing as too much sun for solar panels, and Europe's solar industry is starting to buckle. That's right, folks. There is too much sun for the solar panels. That's right. The solar panels can't handle the sun. What is happening? What is going on here? With clear skies and near constant sunlight, European summer should be high season for the solar power industry. But while solar panels feed on sunlight, Europe is in the grips of record-breaking heat wave, and extreme heat is no friend to solar energy producers. I think they would have hammered that out. You think they would have worked out this little kink in the system before they actively went out and started to shut down the established forms of energy production. Right, shutting down natural gas and coal and oil, shut that down. But in the meantime, they haven't worked out the kink of the fact that solar panels use sunlight to get energy, but that they can't handle the heat. Okay, all right. I thought we would have figured this out by now, but here we are. High temperatures have sent electricity demand in Europe soaring, combined with an ongoing shortage of natural gas on the continent since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Renewable energy sources such as solar have to step up. Over the weekend, Germany broke the country's record for solar power output, with even higher levels of electricity generation expected this week as the heat wave rages on. But if temperatures remain elevated for too long, it might risk slowing down solar energy's output. Solar panels around the world are manufactured and function optimally around 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So in other words, as it gets hotter, solar panels are going to start to be less capable of producing energy. Just wild, folks. Michael Schellenberger on Twitter says, people think solar panels protect the environment, but they require 300 times as much land as conventional energy sources. And now the Los Angeles Times has discovered that they could, quote, contaminate groundwater with toxic heavy metals such as lead, selenium, and cadmium. And there's story after story saying landfills are filling up with solar panels. And that's bad because solar panels are built of poison. So there that is. Of course, we have the other solutions like the biomass. You know, why burn coal when you can chop down forests and burn the wood for heat, like a peasant in medieval Europe? You know, we're moving into the future here, so we're not going to burn coal anymore. That's in the past. Now we're going to burn wood. We're going to claim that that's carbon neutral, even though we had to chop down a forest, ship it across the ocean, burn it for fuel. According to the World Economic Forum, the globalist calculations, that means zero carbon output. This is what's happening. This is what's actually happening. And then lumber prices go up. You're wondering why you can't get wood. Well, it's because they're burning it for fuel now because it's carbon neutral, because they want to save the earth. So burn the forests, obviously. Hey, speaking of, corporate carbon offset company accidentally starts devastating wildfire. On Monday, Dutch reforestation company Landlife started what has become a 35,000-acre forest fire in Spain. Hey, kind of like that forest fire that swept through New Mexico and southern Colorado earlier this year. Another so-called controlled burn that went on to destroy tens of thousands of acres of wildlife. No, it's just incredible. If these people wanted to save the planet, they should kill themselves. They should stop trying to do whatever they're doing. So whatever they're doing makes everything worse. Every single time, without exception, as if it's on purpose. These people just shut up and go away, the earth would be great. It'd be fine. It'd be wonderful. Instead, they impose the most restrictive, the most ridiculous, the most nonsensical limitations on industries that actually makes everything infinitely worse, solves no problems, but enriches these people in the meantime and collapses the ability for regular people to, afford energy or do anything, really. It's absolutely mind-blowing. There is one world leader that's talking about this. Clip number 19. Oh, no, it's not Joe. It's not Joe, unfortunately. No. No, he's one of the worst. No, it's not Justin Trudeau. No, it's not whoever the World Economic Forum will choose to be the leader of the UK from now on. No, it's not any of the people that the media are telling you are good guys. It's Satan himself. It's Vladimir Putin. He's the only one that actually seems to communicate what is actually happening in this world, which should really make you question what's going on behind the scenes. And of course, as we talk about all of this, we talk about the fact that whether it's the World Health Organization contradicting their experts, or Deborah Birx subverting and going around the American experts, or Justin Trudeau going against the agricultural experts in his country, or Joe Biden promising to circumvent and ignore the will of the American people to impose climate restrictions on behalf of the World Economic Forum. The people in power no longer have or feel the need to even pretend to want to reflect the will of the people. And this is nowhere more obvious than the war in Ukraine, where they have not even attempted to justify our involvement in that war. So it all comes together with this. Here's Vladimir Putin actually telling the truth and explaining what's going on in the world today. Let's listen. He says, so do not shift the blame on us, and do not accuse our country of everything that goes wrong in your countries. He says, I want ordinary Western people to hear me too. You are being persistently told that your current difficulties are the result of Russia's hostile actions, and that you have to pay for the efforts to counter the alleged Russian threat from your own pockets. All of that is a lie. The truth is that the problems faced by millions of people in the West are the result of many years of actions by the ruling elite and of your respective countries. Their mistakes, short-sighted policies, and ambitions. This elite is not thinking about how to improve the lives of their citizens in Western countries. They are obsessed with their own self-serving interests and super profits. This can be seen in the data provided by international organizations, which clearly show the social problems, even in leading Western countries, have been exacerbated in recent years. that inequality and the gap between rich and poor is widening, and racial and ethnic conflicts are making themselves felt. The myth of Western welfare society, the so-called golden billion, is crumbling. To reiterate, the whole planet is now paying for the West's ambition and the West's attempt to maintain its elusive dominance. I like that phrase, elusive dominance, by any means necessary, he concludes. He's right. The real thing to understand is that, like every war throughout all of history, this is not a conflict between the people of America and the people of Russia. This is a war being waged by those in power in America against the American people, while simultaneously using the American people as their pawns to wage war against their international compatriots on the other side, to create trillions of dollars in profit, enslave the entire planet, and to act like this is all just happening by accident. Please don't fall for it. It's on purpose, and we can counteract it.
We are now living in the void, sliding towards collapse in the strange space between what we've known and what's to come. And right now, the most important thing to remember is don't panic. Stay calm, because now is the time that we must get our bearings and steer the ship onto a safe, sound course. There is nothing stopping we the people from making our own rules and building our own society. All we got to do is survive the crash. And right now, we still have time to prepare. The world fiat currency system is racing towards zero. It's time to convert it into hard assets now, including food, water, and survival gear to keep us strong and at the ready. Go to preparetoday.com for the essentials: storable foods, water filtration, first aid, power, and more at preparetoday.com.